Welcome everyone. Today I'm going to show you 4 excellent ways of tying 2 ropes together. Now when you tie 2 ropes together, that's technically called a bend. Okay, so all the knots I'm going to show you today are called bends. Now when most people are tasked with tying 2 ropes together, what they'll do is they'll just grab both ends and they'll just tie an overhead knot like this, okay? And then they'll pull it this way, and you'll have an overhand knot, basically. This is a poor way of doing this. So if you can avoid this, avoid it. And I'm going to show you 4 ways that we can do much better than this, okay? All right, so the first thing I'm going to show you is a knot called the Zeppelin Bend. And there's several ways of tying this knot, and one of the most basic, I'll show you the most basic way, and it's a 69 method where you make the number 6. Okay, does everybody see that? Number 6. Notice the working end is over the standing part. Then you'll make a number 9. Hopefully everybody can see the number 9, and it's the opposite. So the working end is below the standing part on the crossover. Okay, now the number 6 goes on top of the 9. You'll hold those 2 together, and you'll take this tail and go through the center, just like that. Now the orange rope, I'm going to go through the center again, but in the opposite direction. Always remember that these 2 tails are going to be going in opposite directions. Okay, so I'm going to stick it through there. And to dress the knot, it's kind of awkward. You grab the 2 tails, pull it this way, and then pull it this way. Okay, and that's going to give you the Zeppelin Bend. Okay, now this can be used as a life safety knot, meaning that you can put a person on it, okay? However, I would caution that you need to be able to inspect all your knots before you ever put a live load on a system. And for some people, this is confusing, okay? But you have to be able to visualize this knot perfectly before you ever put a person on it, okay? But as far as the strength of the knot goes, it's perfectly sound knot for that application. But just be mindful that you know how to tie it exactly, and more importantly, you know how to inspect it before you put a live load on it. Okay? All right, so now the main advantage of this knot is, I'm going to show you right here, is it unties very easily, even after a heavy load is placed on it. So you pull that apart, and you got your 2 ropes again. All right, so that's method 1. Let me show you method 2. Method 2, I think, is a little more easy. But you're going to drape the 2 strands over your hand and keep everything nice and parallel. And you're going to take your other hand, split the 2 tails, grab the left strand, pull it forward, and then grab the left strand and stick it through the center. Okay? Now, the right strand, which is the orange one, I'm going to tilt this a little bit so you can see. Remember, these 2 tails are always going to go in opposite directions. So I'm going to wrap it around the back and put it through there. Okay, then I'm going to grab my 2 tails, just not this way, and I'm going to pull this way. And that's going to give me my Zeppelin Bend. Okay? All right, so that is 2 different ways of tying the Zeppelin Bend, and that is the first way I'm going to show you how to tie 2 ropes together. All right, let's move on to the second method. Okay, let's go ahead and cover method number 2 for tying 2 ropes together. And this is called a Flemish bend. Okay, if you're familiar with a retrace figure of 8 knot, it's basically the same knot. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take one of your ropes and you're going to tie a single figure of 8 knot. Okay, it's going to look just like that. Set that down. Then you're going to take your second rope and starting at the tail, you're going to retrace it basically. Okay, so we're going to go through and give yourself about a foot or so, and then we're just going to literally retrace the path of the original figure of 8 knot. Okay, just like that. And then you want to dress your knot. And this is called a Flemish bend, or a retrace figure of 8 knot. Okay, now this knot is an excellent knot for life safety if you want to go this route. Okay, so it's very simple to tie, it's very simple to inspect, and it's just a great knot. Okay, and there's no need to tie any safeties on the tails because this knot will never come undone. Okay, the rope in tests, they've proven this multiple times. The rope will actually break before the knot comes undone. Okay, so all right, so short and simple, that is a Flemish bend. Excellent life safety knot. All right, let's go on and move on to method number 3. Okay, this is method number 3, and this is going to be a double fisherman's. And to tie a double fisherman's, you want to put your 2 strands parallel with each other like this. And what we're going to be doing is 2 round turns, and we're going to start from our right to our left. Okay, so we're going to go 1 round turn, 2nd round turn, and then we're going to take this tail and we're going to stick it through the center and from the inside to the outside. Okay, then when we tighten this, you're going to have a nice cross right here, and on the other side you're going to have 2 parallel strands. Okay, so to tie the other side, I'm just going to turn it around like this, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go 1, I'm going to go 2, and then I'm going to go through the center. Okay, and then when I pull them tight, what you're going to end up with is 4 parallel strands, and in the back you'll have 2 crosses. Okay, and this is the double fisherman's. Now this is a life safety knot. You can hang off this. Although I would caution is that if you are to put a heavy load on this, this can be difficult to untie. So something to keep in mind. But other than that, it's an excellent knot. And basically it's 2 stopper knots tied on each other and that stop each other basically, just like that. Okay, that's method number 3. Also an excellent choice. Okay, and for our 4th and final way of connecting 2 ropes, I'm going to show you how to tie 2 different diameters. So I've got 1/2 inch rope here and an 8 mil cord here. Okay, and I want to tie these 2 together. And I want to stress that this knot, which is called a sheet bend, is not a life safety knot. Okay, and something else I want to say too is when I say life safety knot, I'm implying that the ropes you are using are rated for life safety too. Okay, so not only is the knot used important, but the equipment, especially the rope too. So keep that in mind. But regardless, this knot is not a life safety knot or bend, so don't treat it as such. But it is a handy way of tying a thicker rope and a thinner rope together. Okay, so basically what I'm going to be doing is making a U shape just like this, and always remember that the thicker rope is going to be the U shape. Okay, and a thinner rope is the one that's going to go around it. So basically I'm going to take my thinner rope, go up through the center, go around the back, and then instead of going straight down through again, I'm going to go underneath right here just like this. Okay, and that's going to form my sheet bend. Okay, just like that. Pretty simple knot. Now you can also do a double sheet bend, which is nothing more than wrapping this a second time and going through again, which makes it gives it a little bit more holding power, and that's a double sheet bend. Okay, and again, this is for tying two dissimilar size diameters, and the thicker diameter is always going to be in the U shape. Okay, all right, well, this concludes my 4 ways of tying ropes together, and 4 excellent choices, and hopefully everybody can learn these 4, and you'll always have an option for tying ropes together, and I hope this helps. Okay, as a bonus material, I want to show you how to hoist a second rope up to somebody. Okay, now arborists use this a lot because they're always using multiple ropes for chunking wood down or what have you. But so imagine this green rope has been lowered down to the grounds guy. Okay, and because he wants a second rope, which is the orange rope. Okay, now the grounds guy doesn't want to have to spend a lot of time tying a knot, and the guy up top especially doesn't want to spend a lot of time untying the knot. So an easy way of doing that is just do like a bowline. Come up here, cross it, pull it through, cinch it down just like that. Okay, and then when the guy up top pulls the rope, it pulls the orange rope with him, and then when he gets it, all he has to do is grab it like this, pull it. It takes a couple seconds, and he's got his second rope. Okay, so basically all you're going to be doing is taking the second rope, wrapping it, and he's ready to haul it up. He gets it, pulls it out, and he's got his second rope. Anyway, another little useful tip. Hope that helps.